Good Tuesday morning to you all, and indeed a good morning. Hats off to President Trump. Looks like Iran is over, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. We got tire issues. We reported on this previously and has now been confirmed by more of the Watchmen community. People are reporting that tire distributors are missing shipments due to their systems being down. So if you need tires in the near future, be aware of some of these shortages. Also, internet and power outages in West Virginia, as well as major flooding down there. Well, down there from here. U.S. worldwide traveler warning has not been pulled back, even though we may be having things settle down in the Middle East. We got a steady set of reports from you guys on internet issues being reported all over the United States, and one of the most evil buildings in history of humanity was destroyed yesterday. Let's talk about that as well. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over. If you have something to share with the group, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That gets it to the right place. We also do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts to get out of stocks and bonds and get into physical metals, precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, and put them into your IRA or 401k. Jonathan and his team can explain to you, share with you all the fees, and you can decide whether it's a good fit or not. There'll be a link at the end of the video for you to find out more about that. No obligation to move forward if you do chat with them about that. If you do reach out to them directly, make sure you mention this channel so they do waive your setup fee. All right, so there is now a global ceasefire between Iran and Israel. This was announced by President Trump and has not only been confirmed by Israel, but has sort of been confirmed by Iran. They said, we did not agree to that, and we have nothing to do with that. But if Israel follows that, we will also do what that agreement says, which is their way of saying, yeah, we agree to it. Iran hit back at the United States attack. They hit back and at Qatar, our military base in Qatar, and it was a symbolic attack. Apparently, they telegraphed it to the United States, told us that they were coming. They fired missiles at our military base there, but all of the missiles were apparently shot down. So the United States has agreed not to retaliate against them. I have to say, I misread the situation completely. I did not expect Iran to fold like a cheap suit, but apparently they did. So thank God, and thank you, President Trump. So I will say this. I have been watching the news and watching everything that's been coming out of this, and I don't understand what's going on right now. This is all very confusing. This is very different than how we've been told for the past 25 years an attack on Iran would go. And President Trump just walked in there, punched him right in the face, and they didn't do anything. Which some people out there are speculating that Ayatollah Khomeini is dead. Some people out there are speculating that that the Israeli intelligence services, Mossad, got to the senior leadership of Iran and threatened them. And this is why they're collapsing and falling apart and fleeing their posts, or just that air power has absolutely devastated the Iranian military and the IRGC. I don't know. We're going to see more in the coming days, but there's some pieces here that are not adding up. Now, they did not close the Strait of Hormuz, and part of the reason that, apparently China came out and said, don't do it. Don't close the Strait of Hormuz. And they couldn't really go against China. They're already fighting half the world. To fight China as well, that's even more. Anyway, so we'll see in coming days exactly how President Trump and the Israelis pulled this off. But yeah, this devastation on the IRGC couldn't have happened to a better group of people. Absolutely. Absolutely horrible people. Now, before the ceasefire went into place, which it seems to be holding as of now, we see markets responding to it. Markets are up. Oil prices are crashing down. We'll see that as the markets open this morning, but that's what the futures seem to be showing us. But before the ceasefire went into place, Israel was hammering Iran. And one of the things they did was they took out the headquarters of the IRGC. So they have a massive headquarters building, and countless people have been tortured and murdered in this building. It's a central headquarters for one of the most brutal regimes the world has ever seen. Absolutely horrific stuff there. And Israel went in and flattened the building. So kudos to them for doing that. A bunch of Iranians out there getting on social media and ripping to shreds liberals who are like, oh, it's horrible that Iran's being attacked. And basically saying, you know, we Iranians are very happy that the IRGC is being attacked. Now, IRGC does not stand for Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. It stands for Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. And that name is important. It's not about Iran. It's about a religious zealotry to a apocalypse cult. Like, they exist to usher in a pure state and to bring in the final battle so that the 13th Imam can come back and bring Armageddon, essentially, their Islamic Armageddon. It's weird, sick, and psychotic, really. But that's what the Iranian government has been ruled by. The Ayatollah, supreme leader, supreme religious leader of the country, has been leading them in order to try to wipe Israel off the face of the map. That's been their stated goal for quite a long time. They took a little bit of a detour to get the United States out of the Middle East. They said basically as long as Americans are in Iraq and Syria and other places in the Middle East, that the 13th Imam can't come back. And then they're like, okay, we got them out. Now we need to get Israel out. Once we get Israel out, then the Imam can come back. That's what they were doing. Anyway, so NATO nations have agreed to increase defense spending to 5% of GDP. Now that's going to be quite a stretch. The country with the highest GDP spending on defense is Poland at 4%. Even the United States only spends 3.5%. And there's still a bunch of countries under 2%. So moving everyone up to 5% is going to be quite a thing. We will see. It's like everybody's arming up again for World War III, like everyone was doing before World War I and before World War II. Everyone kind of senses the change in the wind, and so they're trying to buy more expensive toys so that everyone can fight each other. But it looks, as of now, that Iran won't be the flashpoint, which is really, really a good thing. Can't say how relieved I am about that, and I know a lot of you guys are too. A lot of you have been watching the news, and I don't know about you guys, but my jaw was on the floor for like a couple of hours yesterday. Just like, what? Wait, what? I was rereading everything, and just when I saw President Trump's truth or tweet, I just like, wait, what? What is he talking about? And read up some more on it and saw what was going on. But, all right, further, Americans have been issued a worldwide travel warning by the U.S. State Department that they may be targeted. Americans may be targeted abroad by terrorist attacks or lone wolves. And this is something you need to take seriously, friends. Not only is it possible that there could be sleeper agents that have either gotten word or commands from Iran to act out, or possibly they've been trained to act out, and they might be very frustrated that they have not gotten any orders, and they may choose to act anyway. And then you have a bunch of people that are not affiliated with Iran, but at the same time, they are sympathetic to Iran or sympathetic to the Islamic cause. And they may be very, very upset that Iran has been humiliated by a Christian president. Now, I say that with quotations because basically the Muslims view the United States as a Christian nation, culturally Christian, right? And in their mind, a culturally Christian country should not be defeating a Muslim country ever. That's not what the Quran says is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? All right, so some of your reports here. Tammy says, our grocery store, HEB, was out of milk. First time ever. Bananas I got from home delivery were already rotten. And their cut watermelon was also already past the sell-by date. Grocery quality has not been good recently. Linda in Southwest Ohio. My daughter placed a delivery order at Walmart over the weekend. She was not able to get dairy, produce, or frozen foods. Christina says, Alderson, West Virginia. Dollar General registers were down yesterday. They were using a self-checkout, because the other ones were down, with a no-cash policy. A repairman had no clue what was wrong with the other registers and had no idea when or how they might be returned to service. When we arrived home in Fort Spring, about 6 miles away, our internet and modem showed all functioning green, but the desktop computer showed no connectivity. Took some doing to get back online. Electricity has been out for days with no weather or accidents to account for it. It's a rural area. Folks here make do and don't complain. Outages here remain largely unreported. I'm close enough to West Virginia. I know that there's been some heavy flooding in some areas. Some areas have been totally devastated. They're relatively small areas. It's not like a giant swath area, but there are some places, some communities that have been all but demolished. It's some of the worst flooding that some of the folks in my church have ever seen. We have one gentleman in our church out there helping right now, and we're looking to see how we can help more as a church family, potentially sending a mission team or two down there to help with cleanup and with the people that are in need down there. Blondie says, Northwest Connecticut, Dole bananas are awful. They looked nice and yellow while walking around the store. Took a half hour. By the time I checked out, they were getting rotten. Shouldn't go bad that fast. Deborah says, something is wrong with cell phones in Kingston, New York. Phones have automatically called 911 and followed with a call from the police department. Not sure what that is. Anyone else having issues with phones making auto dials to like 911? Please let us know about that. Make sure you use the word update, of course. Big Blue says, in Lehigh Township, Pennsylvania, on Friday this past week around noon, I lost the internet, the cable internet, which isn't totally unusual, but internet was also not available on my cell phone. I could understand losing one or the other, but both going out at the same time was extremely unusual. The outage on both lasted about 2 hours. Now remember, your tower has a cable and it goes to one of these centers, and your cable internet goes oftentimes to the same center. And if something happens at that hub or connecting that hub to the bigger trunk system, you're going to have all of it just go out. And that's probably what happened, something along the lines of that. Kim says, Virginia, last Thursday we had a bad storm, but we were fine. Yesterday on Sunday, 3 days after the storm, I went to my local Food Lion, and everything seemed normal until the last aisle, which is your dairy, eggs, and ice cream, and there was nothing there. I asked the cashier about it, and he said the storm 3 days before knocked out the power and they had to throw everything away. But they haven't been resupplied since, even after 3 days. Rosie says, I order my groceries from Walmart. Twice I order bananas, and guess what? They sent me one banana. It really annoys me. I ordered 2 Ozarka water, but they didn't send any. Yeah, sometimes they don't get the orders right? You got to trust people, and sometimes they don't come through, right? Especially low wage people. Brian says Spectrum Internet in southern middle Tennessee out and around 8 hours Sunday evening. So Spectrum Internet also out. That's in Tennessee. Kenneth says CenturyLink internet outage last week. My internet was down for 40 hours in western Washington State. We're hearing a lot of reports out of Washington State for sure. Al says, this is what I was talking about with tires. I'm a tire technician at my local tire shop here in Northside Chicago. And in the past week, U.S. Auto Force, K&M Auto, and ATD, American Tire Distributor, were late for most of their deliveries. Why? Because their systems were down. Please say this in your next update video, which we're doing. It's been getting bad. More people have been having to reschedule repair orders than I've seen in the past 4 years of working at the tire shop. So it's worse than any time in the last 4 years. My boss, the shop owner, has been getting really nervous about all this. Keep everyone posted about the tire delays. So friends, if you're going to need tires soon, you better start looking now. If you're looking for tires and you need to get them, be prepared to wait. You may have to get your order in and you may not be able to get the tires right away. It may take some time. So please get those orders in. Writing Benjamin says, on the trap for the garden comments, if you can't afford a box trap or don't have room for it, you can get 2 items that work great. One, you can get a wire snare or make your own. 2, you can get deer garden netting. So deer garden netting. Works great to cover your garden and keep those critters out. With most of the critters, you can simply lay it around your garden about 1 foot or 2 thick, and they won't come into your garden because they hate the way it gets stuck on their paws. So you can look into those options there. Melody C says, Mid-Michigan, I needed to buy a new pair of shorts yesterday. I went to 3 different resale shops or used stores, right? Locally, and the cheapest pair I found was $5.99, and in not much better condition than the pair that I had that I was trying to replace, right? I went to Walmart and they were $9.99. Thrift shops have gotten so expensive you might as well not use them anymore. Well, if you're almost the same price as brand new ones, that is definitely concerning, isn't it? Thrift stores, we've all seen the prices going up and up and up. It is concerning. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there on the screen. Just tap that and then fill out your information, and they'll get in contact with you and answer your questions or get you information. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.